you're too black, you're not a real Native American, therefore you don't exist. Now, if that's not a double stab in the back, I don't know what is. You know, first of all, you're slanderizing someone who is 7 shades darker and really dark, and two, it's just, you know, just the ultimate insult to the whole thing. Not even realizing that real Native Americans were as dark as their African brothers and sisters to begin with, because of the Olmecs that came across to South America and then evolved northward. Yeah, you had a few of them come across the Bering Straits, not a whole heck of a lot, certainly not as much as what the academics would have you believe. The bulk of them came from the Olmecs. And so you're talking about Native Americans who were as black as any African in their original state. So people of color and hue, the world over, throughout all ancient civilizations, the sun-kissed people of Earth, they are one and the same with Mother Earth. They are the color of the Earth in all of their different skin tones. The pale skin came along as an experimental abomination, and therefore came on later on, and is not part of the family of men. So when you hear these people saying, oh, we're all equal, and we're all, you know, one with each other, no, we're not. And the inherent fact that cannot be denied is that white people are undoubtedly very uncomfortable on this planet. It's inherent in the fact that we have to build monumental corporations for the sole purpose of enslaving others and destroying the planet. I have yet to see any black, Hispanic, or Native American, or Asian for that matter, build a master corporation that is hell-bent on enslaving others and destroying the planet. Okay? Now, okay, fine. So you can make an argument for China. Okay, wow, big deal. One example. Okay? China's too busy trying to be equal to the pale-skinned nations. That's why China has turned into what it is. But the inherent flaw is the whole equality issue. And no, we are not equal because in the good old days, people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Huey P. Newton and the rest of them, they didn't adopt the term equality until much later on, when they knew it was necessary to use the term to get the white mainstream on board with the civil rights movement. Because civil rights and equality are not the same thing. Civil rights simply says you have the right and the freedom to pursue your dreams as long as you're not hurting everybody else. We wish you the best of luck, and don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Have a nice day. That's the definition of civil rights. There's no mystery in it. Equality was a propaganda term invented by the Masonic elite for the sole purpose of, should anything about the Moorish legacy come to light globally, that the idea would be to try and protect any negative backlash against the pale skin by brainwashing everyone into thinking we're all equal. Well, the problem is this, is that in order to be equal, you have to have an archetype or a stereotype that serves as the definition of equality. And unfortunately, that archetype is the pale skin. If you don't look like me, talk like me, have my gender or sexual orientation, then you are the enemy. You are the outcast. You do not belong. So that's the downfall of this ridiculous term called equality, which is just a bunch of BS. It has nothing to do with civil rights. Without a shadow of a doubt, absolutely no such thing as a pale-skinned prophet. It is a paradox in terms. The term prophet, which relates to the term pharaoh, is meant for people of color and hue, and the sun-kissed people of earth, and the pale skin represents the walking dead, and therefore the abomination. The entire idea, the idea that there is such a thing as a pale-skinned prophet is an absolute cosmological joke.
Well, you know, the original name of America coming from Morocco. Morocco being the original capital of the entire Mexican empire of the planet, the entire Asiatic nations. And therefore Morocco being the first country to give the fledgling United States its blessing and recognizing the United States as a sovereign nation with the stipulation that they continued having a healthy relationship with those very same dark-skinned Native Americans. Of course, that went down the tubes as well, and this is where the term Indian gibber comes from, with, white expansionists going out there into the West and making empty promises they never intended to keep.
Indeed, indeed.